Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are here live. It's Friday. Oh, it's Friday. I already see that Miss Paula is on. Okay, what's going on with the Wi-Fi? See that we got Miss Paula here who was waiting. Good morning to everyone. Let's try to clear up this Wi-Fi real quick. If you can hear me with no problems, type a 1 in the chat. I'm getting some indication about my Wi-Fi. A 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I look like a robot on. Okay, so you can hear me. Okay. Morning, Paula. Morning. Happy Friday. As you say, happy Friday. Okay, come on. There should be nothing competing with the Wi-Fi right now. And I don't think it's even windy outside. I don't think so. All right, let's get started. We're gonna trust and believe, Lord. Cover this broadcast. Cover this broadcast, Lord. This is all in your will, not ours. But yeah. So we are here. We are alive. We are doing some great things, and I'm happy to have this conversation today. Something came up. So I'm actually taking a detour from my prompts, right? I'm taking a detour. And the reason why I'm taking this detour is because conversations have been coming up lately, and I want people to look at certain situations with a new lens. I'm really trying not to focus on this Wi-Fi symbol. All right. Okay. I'm going to just roll with the punches. I'm going to just trust the Lord. Okay. So we have been seeing a lot of old school artists going on tour. So right now we have the Millennium Tour with Bow Wow, Trey Songz, Little Sammy, Ray J. I think last week or earlier this week, Patty, and Anita Baker, Stephanie Mills, they posted they're going on tour. And just seeing the comments is not passing the vibe checks, right? The comments is focusing on the wrong things. The comments that I'm seeing has expectations that people really need to reduce. And you're probably like, well, Tanisha, what kind of expectations should they reduce? People are still expecting these people to go out there and perform like they did when they first came out. Right? So I'm going to the Millennium concert next week. I'll be in Dallas. I will see that concert. And just seeing people are just like, why can't they with new music? Why don't they dance like they used to? They're not performing like they used to. And the one thing that I want people to realize about something. Oh no, some folks are real wild, Paula. They are real wild. And so one thing that I keep saying, because you know me, I'm going to redirect this because all they're doing is redirect. They're just projecting their insecurities onto these people. And I even seen it with Ashanti. When Ashanti, because last time I saw Ashanti was when I first moved to Tulsa. And that was like before she got pregnant, before she announced she was pregnant, before her and Nelly announced that she was married. And just the comments like, oh my gosh, she's still performing the same songs. Like, when are they going to just stop performing these old songs? The one thing that people forget is that God gives us a gift that makes room for us. Right? God gives us a gift that makes room for us. See, when they hear that scripture, I think they think about just today. My gift is done. My current gift is going to make space for me currently. right? And Paula said, as long as the voice takes me back, I'm too happy. Exactly. Let me feel, even if they just play the song and they just do their little ad libs, I'm cool with that. Don't hurt yourself trying to act like you 13 years old again. Because guess what? I'm not 13 either. I'm 40. All right. And I'm proud of it. But going back to when God gives us a gift and it's going to make room for us, that gift is going to open up opportunities for you, whether it's today, tomorrow, or 10 years from now, 20 years. And it's for some of these people, when did Patty come out? Did Patty come out before I was even born? Right? I think Patty and Stephanie Mills and them was already out established artists when I was born. And the fact that these women can still get up there, sing, they might not be able to dance as much, but they're able to do a little 1-2 step, and they're not in a wheelchair. They're not disabled. Like, we should be very thankful for that. Like I had said to someone on someone's post last night, I said, at this point, we should be thankful that these artists are still alive because of what's happening between COVID taking people out 5 years ago, people just dying because of health conditions, people killing them, right? Exactly. I know Patty's sisters, they go back to like the 70s. All right. I was born in the 80s. And Patty could still get up there and do something. Okay. And people are still going to pay for that because Patty still has fans. These people still have fans. And I didn't watch the whole funeral for Angie Stone, but that's one thing that Tyler Perry was talking about, how like he didn't realize like she was on tour, she was performing so much because she had to, because she needed to. He just thought that she wanted to. And as much as the fact that it's sad that she needed to perform in order for her to pay her bills to survive because she wasn't receiving any royalties, that's the one thing that I always say. When you could put out a one-hit wonder, right? One-hit wonders get celebrated at 20 years. One-hit wonders get celebrated at 25 years. And those people can still go out there and perform that one-hit wonder and make some money that can open up doors and opportunities for them. But people have this mindset of, your gift is, it's only as good as what you're using it for today, or your gift is only as good as what you're producing for today. I'm one of those people. You create something that is timeless, you are never going to have to worry about anything. And we have so many examples of that. We have the Bible, right? People out here buying new Bibles every year. If God really was getting a royalty check, he would be getting a lot of books because people are buying Bibles all the time, right? We are looking at musicians. In this example, I look at musicians. A musician can put out a song, and that song can become popular again, and they can make money from that. That song can be used in a movie. Even if the movie came out in the 90s, the 70s, the 80s, anywhere, as long as they properly get the rights, that new movie. Oh, that's why I'm not live on. Oops, I have not been live all this time on Instagram. It didn't go. Oops. Sorry, Instagram. I think it's going live now. Yeah, it's live now. So those people can do those things. Authors. People are still buying copies. I just got a notification. Today's Friday, I think Wednesday. My first book sold some copies last month, and I got a notification that I'll be getting paid out my royalties. When you are using your gift and you are creating something, especially if you're creating what God needs for you to create, it's always going to make room for you. And that's why I want so many of us to tap in. That's why I encourage people, write your book. Write your story. Everyone has a book that they have in them. It doesn't have to be like anyone else's. It has to be like what you know that you're supposed to write. And when you do that, and you do it with excellence, and you do it the way that God tells you to do it, it's always going to be able to make room for you. And that's why I always get inspired when I see other people doing this. The gentleman that I saw 2 weeks ago now, I saw that his first book, what's his name? Del Lawrence. Del Lawrence wrote his book Soul Ties back in 2013. He is still doing teachings on that book. He is still touring. People are still reaching out to him to be on podcasts and radio shows because of something that he wrote in 2013. If we all took that same mindset and we all said, I'm going to sit in a comfortable space, I'm going to allow God to lead me to use this gift, speaking, writing, drawing, any kind of piece of art, and I'm going to put this out there. What a lot of us do, and I've done it before, I put the book out, we put it out, you may promote it for a little bit, and then you kind of just forget about it. But then God will put something on your heart, and you're like, well, God, why you keep putting this book on my heart? I wrote that book. I'm ready for the next book. That book might not be done. That assignment for that book might not be done. That's how I know, like, Dear Single in Love, that assignment is not done because God keeps putting that book back into my space. God keeps putting all these single women who are not healing, right? Who are just single and they're not doing the healing work. He's putting them in my space because he was like, this book, that it hasn't even been, the surface hasn't even been touched. You haven't touched the surface of what needs to be done with this book. So we have to look at what is it that we're supposed to do. Let's see. Paula said that's why JJ had the Soul Jam tours with. I remember Stylists and the Child Lights. I don't remember them. I think I probably know this. I'm good at knowing songs and not knowing who sung them. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. You know, a lot of people don't receive royalties. It's unfortunate how the record industry, how the music industry did years ago. How they did them. Like nowadays, people are not as hungry just to sign. They will, let me go, they'll go online and talk to a lawyer before they sign it. But back in the 60s, the 70s, they wasn't giving them people no, they wasn't getting anything. And I worked in the music industry briefly. So I remember hearing stories of people getting played pretty much. And yeah, those people go on tour, those shows be sold out. And it's just like the Temptation, Otis still going on tour with Otis and any new Temptation. And them shows be sold out. Them ladies be out there throwing them panties, okay? So we got to look at that and we have to pay attention. They still teach and reference Dale Carnegie's book from the last century. Yes, timeless and relevant. Like, this is what I want all of us to get. Stop worrying about, like, we got to put the new stuff out too. But the people that are comfortable in knowing, I wrote a classic. Some people can write that classic and they can ride the waves with that one classic. And it doesn't need anything more. And it's going to be referenced. People are going to still buy them, right? You have to be so confident in that gift and knowing, especially when you know God is telling you this is what you need to do. So some people are out here writing, 50 books. And that's amazing because now you have 50 different things that someone can tap in. It can go for so many different audiences and schools and colleges and businesses. But some people, they're like, nope, I got a one and done. And they write that one. And then like people, who's the person that did five love languages? I forget his name. But he has now taken that one book, right? It's actually a concept. Took a concept, made a book, and now started to make that same book for different 5 love languages for your children, 5 love languages and a friendship. Now he's breaking it down, and now he's taking this one theory, and that's one thing that I love because so many people don't see the value in that. So many people are just ready for the next. What's the next? What you got next? And I'm like, no, we have to appreciate the fact that one, these people are still willing to use their gifts and they're willing to still share their gifts with us. That's the only reason why I'm going to the Millennium Concert. Since I've been in Tulsa, and I appreciate the Midwest. And I feel like the Midwest, we don't get a Beyonce, right? Beyonce might go to Dallas. She's definitely going to Houston, but Houston is like a little bit further from where I'm at in Tulsa. But I don't think she goes to like OKC. And since I moved to Oklahoma, I've seen Ashanti, Ja Rule, right? Amazing concert. great show, great energy. You stay still, can move. Again, we gotta stop. We gotta really appreciate the fact that these people are still out here moving. They're still grooving. These are timeless. These are classics. I would rather, and this is no shade to any new artists, but I would still rather go see Ashanti. Hey, Empress, good morning. I would still rather go see Ashanti. They go see someone new, right? I seen Nelly. Nelly came to Tulsa multiple times. I went to go see what's that last summer? I'm escaping them. It's Escape and who else? Maya, all of them. Great show. And again, you're gonna have those group of people. And the one thing I always say about those people, right? The people that I say about these people who are still using gifts, they are still there and performing it, they're still sharing it with the world. The one thing I say about a lot of those people is that they're not tapped into their gifts. It's so easy to criticize and to talk about other people using what God has given them when you're not doing it yourself. And that's the reason why I do want to encourage people. If you are one of those individuals, and again, it's sometimes you don't realize that you're making these comments. Sometimes people really don't realize they're being shared, right? Realize it, there's just like it's just coming out. It's like word vomit. And so they're sitting here just like, Dad, they can't come out with no new music. Oh God, they still sitting there doing them tired dances. And we still showing up. And we still rocking and grooving with them. Because you know what? I'm thankful that I can still sit there and I can rock and I can still groove. And I know that because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I can appreciate that. That inspires me. It would make me leave that show and not go home and go to sleep, but leave that show and say, what can I sit and do with what I have already produced? I already produced a bunch of, transition to a healthier you, Dear Single in Love. I have a bunch of digital products. What can I use and go home and reproduce to put out there? And this is where I want to say it. A lot of this is time for the season of reproduction. And so not the reproduction that we normally know of, but reproduce what it is that you have already put out. Purpose, right? Repurpose what it is that you have already. Oh my God, I'm over here. I got some snacks, right? And it's just, you can't see because of the light, but it says act with purpose. See, we always talking about purpose. Purpose is always close by to us. And so that's why I'm inspired by seeing other people. This is the reason why, I say when we share our purpose, when we are sharing our gifts with the world, it is going to, for the people that get it, it's going to refuel them. It's going to refuel them. For the people that don't get it, they're not going to get it. Right? You're not the person that's going to be the person to help them change their life. That's going to be someone else's job. Your job might really just be for you to just to show up. You might just need to show up and just show up, right? It might be for you to make a change, but that person is going to make a change eventually. But you just got to be and do whatever it is that you're called to do, because that's going to now fuel someone else to take action. I remember back 2016, fighting for my life, like literally fighting for my life. And no money was coming in the way I needed it to pay the bills. And my ex-boyfriend had gotten some free tickets and we went to go see Creed. And I never seen Creed. I never really followed the Rocky story. Like that was my sister's thing. That's not my thing. And my ex-boyfriend was like, he knew I needed, he was like, time out, you need a break. Because I was like in the house spazzing, having a whole breakdown. He was like, let's go. And we went to go see Creed. And I remember, because in that movie, this is a young man who's trying to tap into, his gifts. He's trying to, live up to his father's name. And that movie, I left there. I mean, I was crying. I'm like bawling because this man is understanding the gift that he has within him. And it's just something that's like he's, even though, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was adopted, wasn't he? Was he adopted in that movie? So he wasn't biologically their child, but he still had that energy from seeing his father out there and boxing and doing and fighting and going against Rocky and all other things. And then to work with Rocky, like it was just one of those stories that I always feel as though people need to watch if they ever get discouraged, if they ever taken off their path. There's just certain things that we can watch to inspire us to kind of like refuel that faith, right? We want to refuel that faith because I know how it feels. And so that's why I do look towards amazing individuals who are out there who are just doing their thing. I get that energy. I used to be MG, the mortgage guy's moderator on YouTube when he was going live. He used to go live every day for hours. And when I realized, like, I would hang up from that live that he would do, and I would get excited. And now, if I gave him 2 hours, because at that time, I don't know if he was like working towards like getting a certain number of watch hours while he was live, but he would leave there. I mean, I would leave that live, and then I will go to my StreamYard or to my YouTube, and I would go live, right? That was the energy was being transferred. I was being inspired because I'm seeing someone use their gift. I'm seeing and I'm supporting them, right? That was just another level of encouragement because I'm supporting this person. I'm helping them. I'm being there, I'm being present. So I'm not just watching them. I'm helping them to achieve whatever goal that they have. And then it's like you just get this voice. If you help this person, and it's just like with the job, we go to work, we do an 8 to 5, a 9 to 5, whatever it is that you want. And then we should come home and we should have energy to say, okay, how much time can I pour into myself? So I would give him an hour, 2 hours, and then I would sit and I would focus on my YouTube channel, or I would focus on maybe creating inspirational affirmation video and I can put on YouTube as a short, because that's when shorts became like really popular. We need those type of experiences, right? We need those experiences of seeing other people using their gifts and being great to now go back, right? I am a person that I can do really well just motivating myself based off of the things that I have done. But sometimes I just got to be reminded. Like when I hear other people talk about their struggles, that's why I'm one of those people that if you can't tell me about what you have struggled to get through, it's like don't only tell me the cute parts, right? Don't tell me the rainbows and the bright lights and the sparkly stuff. No, what was the hard moments? When did you want to give up? Like, I'm curious about that, because tell me how you overcame wanting to give up and you're still standing here. So I can listen to people like a Cat Williams because he's very transparent. He's going to transparently tell you, this is what the reality was. Nobody was rocking with me. And so I said, I'm going to go out and do my own tour. I never really paid attention to what Cat Williams was doing until, I'm not even going to lie to Club Shay Shay. And when I say I wasn't worried about what he was doing, I just didn't know like he was really on tour the way that he was on tour. And so one day I just Googled, because somebody had made a comment. I think one of the other comedians that he was beefing with, they was like, man, when's the last time you saw Cat Williams on tour? Baby, all he had to do was a Google search. All that man needed to do was a Google search, because the Google search would have told him that every year Cat Williams has been on tour. And he's bringing other comedians. And he's in arenas. He's not in like little comedy spots. He's doing arenas. Right? Now, an arena can be 5,000, 8, 20, 50,000. But if you're selling tickets at $150 in an 8,000 seat arena, you do the math. So it was like, wait, these people out here talking crap about Cat, and he's literally been on tour every year. But because things are not advertised the way that they used to be. See, we was raised, where radio production, right? So people was up here listening to the radio, like getting in their cars and turning on the radio. I get in the car, I turn on YouTube on my phone and I'm listening to either podcast or different messages, or I'm just putting together my playlist. So I'm not listening to what the radio is saying. And honestly, if I did not, when I first moved here, if I didn't listen to the radio, I would not have known that Ashanti was even coming to Tulsa that year, because I just happened to say, I happened to Google what is the hip hop R&B station in Tulsa, and there's one, Uno, and I found it. And when I turned it on, that's when I found out. So people are still advertising on the radio, but we don't listen to the radio like we used to. So it's very easy for us to assume that these people are not going on tour. These people are just going to different markets. They're going to different regions. See, everyone is accustomed to artists going to New York, to Atlanta, LA, to Houston. They're used to those big markets. But y'all can't sleep on the fact that we got 50, we have 50 states, right? And so those people are willing to go into the Kansas, the Missouri, Colorado. They're willing to go into those markets because a lot of those people have never seen them before. When I went to go see Nelly, I was sitting next to a couple. They was excited. They was like, we've never seen Nelly before. This was our first time ever seeing him. Like, and a lot of people in the mid part of the country that I'm learning, they don't fly. Did y'all know that? There's a lot of people that I have connected with. And this has actually shifted, because I used to be one of those girls that used to be like, oh, if he ain't got a passport, we can't date. Not anymore, right? If he's from Oklahoma and he doesn't have a passport, I might not be as upset. Why? Because he's probably seen 48 states. Because they are road runners. They will road trip. I went on a date with this guy a few times, and he has been as far as Maine, all the way over to Vegas. Like, he's just driven to all these different states. So he's like, yeah, I've never been on a plane. So yeah, I don't have a passport. He was like, but I travel. He was like, I'm going to go and experience. He was like, I'm going to Disney World. I'm going to Virginia Beach. He's doing all those different attractions. He's just not doing it the way that we're accustomed to. So that made me open up my mind and realize when you go into a new region, they do things a little bit different. It might not be the same, right? It might not be the same. But now going back to the artists, now these artists are saying, hey, I'm tapping in. It's like they're kind of tapping into a fan base that they never were able to connect with. Winning out here. Last year for my mother's birthday, we took her to see Cat Williams because he's one of her favorite comedians. We took her to see Cat Williams. We went down to there's this huge casino, because Texas don't have casinos. So they built a casino right at the border of Texas and Oklahoma, right? And it's like countryest town named Thackersville. That's where the casino is, and it makes it very easy for people from Texas to drive in and like literally cross the border, and they can go there. But we drove down there, and this was a huge place. Like it reminds you of it's a mixture. If you're from New York, it reminds you of resorts. Hotel, but it's bigger than resorts, and it's like half of Atlantic City. So it's just like a huge complex, and they have restaurants and hotels, but they have this huge casino, and then they also have the event venue. And he is out there and he's touring. And he's back on tour this year. Like, this man stays on tour. So we have to just remember that our gift is going to make room for us. And when I see these older seasoned artists and comedians and entertainers overall still going out there being able to use their gifts and things are working out for them, that's going to inspire me. And I hope that inspires someone to start tapping in, start creating those timeless classics, whatever that's going to be, whether it's a piece of art, it's some poetry. I know that earlier CJ Empress, we are Facebook friends. She actually was one of the people that booked me to come speak to some of her events. She writes poetry, right? Timeless classics. And that's just how we have to look at it. So people who are hating on that, I'm sorry. I really wish that you would stop, and I wish that you would. I pray that you would take that energy and create your own timeless classic, because we don't know how lives can be changed with that. You don't know. People need that, and you might only be thinking that, because so many times we're only focusing on today and focusing on the climate of 2025, and we don't realize that, we still have the future ahead of us. Whether we are here or not, the future is still ahead of us. And someone out there is still going to need. That's the reason why, even when I gained the weight back, when I went into prayer and I asked God, should I take down, transition to a healthier you? He said no, because that still is going to be a blessing to someone. That information is still going to bless them. It's still going to help them take that first step, or it's going to help them find comfort in knowing, oh, I'm not the only person that's going through this, and they are still able to use that. And I know that because I still get royalties for that one book that I wrote, even though the reality doesn't look like the reality, because I'm fighting a new battle. But you have to understand that it's going to be purposeful still. So that's why I want people to get to. That's why I encourage, write the book, write the play, right? Write the song, create the art piece, and transition to a healthier you. We're going to actually be doing a workshop soon on how to create digital products. And the same thing, it can also be print on demand. We can create that so that you can package it up and put it on Amazon. And once it's on Amazon, it can stay on Amazon. It doesn't have to leave. Once you put it online, they call it an evergreen funnel. Evergreen is something that just you don't need like a live interaction with it. It can just literally just, as long as the website, the domains and everything are still working and they're still active, you literally people can just keep buying. They can just keep on buying. You know how many websites that I know that I have purchased things from years ago. If I make a mistake and I click on the website, that website is still active. And people are still purchasing the same product that I purchased a couple of years ago. And that's how we should be really looking at it, because it's information, it's knowledge, it's something that someone can still utilize. And that's how I want us to start shifting our thinking. That's how I look at other people and get inspired. Because again, if I can see you out there, like when I saw Chris Brown last year, I actually went there. I was not a fan. I just wanted to see him because I kept seeing these clips. And I was just like, God, there was something like, and all I kept feeling, because there was actually a moment when I just cried, because I was just like, Dad, this boy has been through a lot. He's been through a lot. He's been blackballed, blacklisted. Nobody was messing with him. And this man has his team has never given up on him. And to see the way that people came out, almost every show was sold out. And he's singing songs from when we were teenagers. Like, I remember him being on 106 and Park. And it was just like, Dad, like these songs are still hitting. Someone out there is still able to think about their first love because of, what was that song? Don't know your name, but excuse me, miss. Yeah, that song. So we have to just think about that. And that's what I want us to really start focusing on. Get fueled by what other people are doing. Get fueled by other people out here just doing and using whatever it is. And even if you don't understand why, just use that fuel, right? Just use that fuel. If you don't understand, why does this person keep singing the same song? Whatever, let them sing that same song. What's his name? Craig Davis. He's another one. Just started posting videos recently. His videos just started getting recognized. Let's put it that way. Because when you go on his page, he's never stopped singing. He just never came up on our For You page. And now I just saw like 2 days ago, he was on a show singing his song with the I love that song too. It was a beautiful song. And he was just singing that song, sound the same. Like, what? Again, that should give us a motivation and be like, yo, what can I create that people are going to still enjoy 5, 10, 20 years later? Because That's what we should be really striving for, because that helps other people. Yes, it benefits us, right? Yes, Patty and I'm going on tour, they getting a check. But again, that is healing someone that we don't realize is going to heal them. You know how many grandmothers, let me see. Girl, girl, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna hold you for a little. I don't like when artists do that. I think it was a few that did that. I know Jagged Edge. People were talking, they've been talking bad about Jagged Edge because Jagged Edge is doing that too. I don't want to hear I want to hear your new music. You could throw in a song or two, but don't let that show be all about your new music. I'm gonna need you to sing them classics. We need them classics back. We don't need the new I want to get married. No, we need, but you're going back to Patty. Honestly, that is healing someone's childhood wounds, right? Like one of the groups that I still want to see is Soul For Real. I know Soul For Real don't sound nothing like Soul For Real. I know they don't. I see the videos, but it's something because I remember they came to New York. Well, they was from New York anyway, but they came to Brooklyn, and it was Easter, and my sister was supposed to take me to the Ark to go see Soul For Real, and I don't know what happened, but we didn't end up going. And now I'm like, at 40 years old, that is healing something within me. So every time I do chat with Jace once in a while, and I've been, dude, can you come over here? Like, come to the Midwest. I'm gonna need y'all to come to OKC. If y'all want to come to Tulsa, I get it. People still hating on Tulsa, but Tulsa coming up. So, so I will go to OKC. I don't have a problem going to Little Rock. Do y'all know how much fun I had in Little Rock? It was a cute city. I want to go back there, and I don't mind going down to Dallas. But I need that healing, because these are things that we always wanted to do. And I know women like my mom's age who have never seen Patty and Stephanie Mills and all of them in concert. They never had that ability, because back then it really was it was like a luxury to go to concerts. It wasn't something that everybody was just doing, right? Remember, people had to go stand on lines or be on the phone with Ticketmaster trying to get these tickets so that they can buy them in advance so they can be mailed to the house. Like, we talking about old school life. So now they can just go right on their phone, go to Ticketmaster, buy a ticket, and then they can go and enjoy and sing all the songs that they have been singing for years. That is going to heal something. That is going to add something to their soul that so many people don't realize is going to help that person. Someone in that audience is going to walk away feeling like, oh my gosh, right? Because we have bucket lists, we have things that we desire. And if those people say, you know what, man, they don't want to hear my stuff. You know who I get? Someone was talking about this because T-Pain is one of those that said that he would rather stay home and go live on Twitch, because I think when he goes live on Twitch, he can easily make. Let me not. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna go find the info. T-Pain and Twitch. But he said that he makes so much money that it doesn't make sense for him to go on tour. And the only thing that I had, and I commented this on his post, and I said, but there's something in us that we have never seen. Like, we've never seen, I'm gonna buy you a drink in person. I've never seen TV. I've seen it on TV, but to actually be there. So it says that he states that he earned $50,000 to $60,000 per hour live streaming on Twitch. So I can understand why he might say, why would I go out here and go on tour, spend money, travel, bands, managers, all these other people, when I can just sit home? But I am seeing that he is starting to do shows, and I'm hoping that he's taking heed. it is about money, but it's not about money. That gift, we just want to hear that gift. Like when he did that live recording on, and I've seen it on YouTube, I was like, I would pay to go see that. I would pay to go see T-Pain perform that whole album live, because that's how incredible he is. That's going to heal somebody. Somebody's going to need that, T-Pain. So I'm gonna take this clip. I'm gonna post this online. T-Pain, can you please go on tour? And can you please come to Oklahoma? Just please. I just need that. I would be so for real, T-Pain. Let's go. Okay, Oklahoma, Tulsa, or OKC. We both have airports. I'm just saying. Okay. So I just wanted to, like I said, I took a step away from the 21-day prompts because this conversation has been coming up in the last couple of days, and it's pertaining to people using their gifts, and we are just understanding like this inspires others like myself, and I hope that it inspires you as well to take whatever leaps, whatever steps that you have to take to go out there and just keep doing amazing things, because that's what's most important. You have to go out there and just do the amazing things, but allow those people that are doing it to inspire you, to fuel you, to give you the energy that you need to go out there and to do some amazing things as well. So I am your girl, Tanisha Shanae. I'll be back tomorrow. I think the last couple of days I've just been ending the recordings. So you want to connect with me, Miss Inspiration, you can go over to my link tree. You can see my books, my community, Inspirational Trailblazers. It is a community for women. You can use this code March 25 and you can join us. We're actually going to have a live tomorrow. We're going to be checking in because we're tapping into the last week of the first quarter, and we're going to be checking in with our first quarter goals and just holding ourselves accountable. You can also look at my courses that I offer in the different the different courses that I offer in the blog that I have here. I don't have multiple blogs. So yes, that is what I do, and that's how you can stay connected with me. And you see at the bottom, if you are interested in joining Inspirational Trailblazers, go right ahead and click that link. And if you are on Facebook, you actually can just click the link in this comment right here, and you will see. Use that code, and this way you would get 50% off for the first 3 months of your membership. And Paula, you are so welcome. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Tomorrow will be day 15 of 21 days. 21 days. I've been showing up. Today is day 14. I've been showing up 14 days straight, doing my inspirational lives. And when we are at the completion of this, it's just going to go for Monday to Friday, not including weekends. I'm just keeping it for the weekends because I said 21 days straight. So I'm keeping my word to myself. All right. So if you have no questions, you have no comments to add, I definitely want to just to say thank you. Have an awesome Friday. Keep being amazing. Keep living life on purpose and doing all of the purposeful things that you need, that you know are going to be assets to yourself and to those around you as well. So I am your girl, Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. Have a great and amazing day, and I'll see you back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern Time.